Hi, I'm Barbara Gage. It's a very special episode. Paul Schaefer, Dave Letterman.
I'll tell you something right
guest
here,
to come.
and excuse me for interrupting, but anytime we get our friend Paul Schaefer, automatically a special episode.
That's true.
A very special episode. Thank you for
Yes.
including me.
Oh, I'm so excited about this man. I've watched this man for several years. I know quite a lot about this man, and we're so lucky that I'm here on the same day you've booked him.
That is lucky.
What were the odds?
I'm lucky. So, our next guest appeared on Lithuania's Got Talent in 2009. He moved to the United States in 2012. He is a musician, composer, singer-songwriter, content creator. He has a YouTube channel with 2 million subscribers. Welcome, Dovydas.
Yeah, here he is. Dovydas.
Hello.
Pleasure. Yes,
Hello.
Barbara.
Great
Dave.
pleasure to meet you. Thank you for being here.
Likewise.
yeah.
As I was saying, Barbara, ask him some questions. Make him feel at home.
So for those who's never seen your channel, can you explain what the channel is?
I do a one-man band traveling music thing where I set up in locations that are not necessarily always meant for music, but I do not pester. People are open-minded to receive music. I do not annoy people with music. And then I try to connect because everyone loves music, even if they don't do music. And I've been successful in the sense that I've gotten people who only sing in the shower or in the car.
Yeah.
I've gotten them to sing.
This is great. Have you
In
seen this,
person.
Barbara?
I have.
Where he has to kind of cajole them into singing because they maybe, like you said, have never sang.
And some people they end up, you're like, whoa, they're great.
They believe, most people believe, that you have to have a certain level of skill to do it publicly. But before recorded music, before radio, people just did music and they sang in groups in their houses for fun, and it's fine.
But you're saying you do music, but what is it? Like, explain what it is you do.
Like a one-man band. I have a looper, I have a keyboard, I have a guitar on me, I have a drum pad here, I have a microphone, and within a matter of 10 seconds, I can create the sound of the band. If somebody requests a song, I don't know it, I can listen to it, I can kind of figure it out.
He builds these the songs for these people.
So where did you place on the Lithuania's Got Talent?
I was 16 when I auditioned
Oh, 16.
for Lithuania's Got Talent, and I did. I don't know if the video is still up on YouTube, posted by the network that aired the talent show, but I did like a multi-instrumentalist show. I started on guitar, then I took the guitar off, switched to bass, then I ran to keys, and then I did like harmonica, and then I finished on drums. Yeah, it was like a...
Well, and who was the winner of that contest?
The winner was this guy who played teeth. So he did this. So he won.
Wow.
I don't think that tells us everything we need to know about Lithuania.
Yes, seriously.
Oh no, that's heartbreaking.
Listen, in Lithuania, teeth is a rare commodity.
Oh my goodness.
When you think about it, it's the most expensive musical instrument there is.
I would guess so. I'm fascinated by Lithuania. So now, as a kid, what got you onto this television show, Lithuania's Got Talent? What happened? How did you do that?
It was like the first...
Did you go to college in Lithuania?
No, I didn't. I finished high school and I came to America. I was watching and listening to American music. I had this CD, Blues Giants Volume 2, and it's like, had like Lightning Hopkins and B.B. King and Johnny Hooker, and they sang in the language I didn't understand. The groove was like amazing. It's like unlike anything I've ever heard on Lithuanian radio or Lithuanian folk music or anything, even like Lithuanian rock or Polish rock. It was like, this is not the flavor. Like, this is like, what is this place? Where are they from? What are they singing about? Why is it like,
I find this amazing that the music that gets to you, that gets in you, is early blues music from the United States, from which we believe rock and roll came. Rock and roll and jazz and everything subsequent. Paul, you know a little bit about this, being in Canada.
Yeah, and I'm interested in the fact that what attracted you was the same thing that attracted the British kids in the 60s, the Beatles,
That's right.
etc.
Yeah.
That blues. It's always, yes, and it always sounds contemporary.
What was the first American song of that genre that you performed in front of an audience?
Okay, it was Rock and Roll Ruby. It's from Walk the Line,
Paul,
the
do you
movie.
know Rock and Roll Ruby?
No.
Well, I took my Ruby juking on. It's like a 12-bar turnaround standard, but it's like a Johnny Cash, like rock and roll. And the reason I learned it, because again, I'm 13. If you watch the movie Walk the Line, there's a very particular scene where it's like front row, and he locks eyes, and then they meet later backstage. And for 13-year-old mind, this is the song you play for that to happen.
Wow, wow.
Yeah.
Cool, very cool. But what was the comparable music of the time in Lithuania compared to the time in the United States? What was going on musically in Lithuania?
When I was growing up?
Yeah, because that didn't get your attention.
No. So it's either like folk, sort of like pop folk catered to nostalgia generation, or hypersexual girl groups that are like that's it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you hear what he did there?
I did.
Yeah, there you go. Paul and I used to work together nightly for 30-some years. And I used to stand very close to where Paul and this band was each and every night. And when the show was canceled, when I was fired, all that music every night stopped. So as a replacement for that, I find myself searching music on YouTube. And I think it was logging into that algorithm that brought me to you. And I was fascinated by the process and by your poise and the fact that you spoke such beautiful English. And then he'll have somebody come up and they'll say, oh, what do you want to sing? And it'll either be Tennessee Whiskey or Stand By Me or Don't Stop Believing.
Yes.
And then in the middle, he goes nuts on the guitar. I don't care what it could be.
Oh, right. It's always a solo.
Yeah, it's just fantastic.
You must have a guitar solo.
Yeah, it's delightful.
Yeah.
Did you know at the time that what you were doing was just a conduit to something larger? Because when I first saw you, it was at St. Armand's.
St. Armand's Circle.
Yeah.
Sarasota?
In Sarasota.
In Sarasota, and there
Yeah.
would be maybe 4 people, and I thought, this man, you, has so much courage because you're standing there, you're not sweating, you're talking to the 3 or 4 or the 18 people as though you're at a huge legitimate venue gig. And I just thought, this guy has the greatest courage I've ever witnessed in the world of show business. What, did that bother you, that it was just you and 4 or 5 people?
I think there was a shift in mentality that happened, and I'm sure like you've discovered, and you Paul and you Barbara, when why is strong enough, how doesn't matter. So even though like the idea of success would be name on the marquee and sold out theater, right, and the line around the block, to get to the fact that I get to do music in America for Americans, and they're like walking up, even if it's 4, one of them will walk up after the song and they're going to say, "You're amazing." That's it. And then
I'm sorry to interrupt, but there's
No.
one thing that I've known from watching you, which is just you don't have to be good. It's just the joy of doing music.
Attempting it.
And I've heard the man say this over and over to various people who come up and sing or have an idea for a song. When I watch other YouTube channels about people who do something specific, I realize, I watch their inventory, the backlog from a year ago or 5 years ago, and I realize the pressure to continue doing something under that headline must be intense. Do you ever feel like, I'll be glad to put this behind me and go on to some other aspect in music?
I think I will never not feel joy making music, even if it's not on camera. Even, what I am looking to change and what I am looking to evolve. So I released an album of 14 original songs.
And I'm familiar with one entitled Amish Whip.
Wow.
My mind is blown.
That's right.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
And beyond that, I had no idea what whip meant. Do you know what whip is,
No.
Paul?
I know what a whippy is. Is that what you're talking about?
So should I tell?
Well,
I
let,
guess
me, let me
not.
finish
Okay,
my
okay.
story.
What is it?
So an Amish whip in this context is a bicycle, and whip refers to ride. And I was
whip.
somewhere, and I said to a person, "Nice whip," and they snapped their head around and said, "How the fuck do you know whip?"
Wow.
Yeah,
So you were cool.
yeah. Are you guys going to work together here? in
We're
this?
gonna improvise something.
We're going to improvise
let's,
something.
I just
yeah.
want a guitar solo. That's all. That's the
Okay,
only reason
I'll
I'm
give
here.
you a guitar solo.
So we're going to see a little something live now.
2, 3,
Oh,
4.
How does that happen?
And now it's playing back, right? So now I'll do bass. So now I have bass. This is guitar, this is bass. And now we have a band. Paul, you take a solo.
Too many teardrops for one heart to be crying. Too many teardrops for one heart to carry on. You're gonna cry 96 tears. You're gonna cry 96 tears. You're gonna cry, 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 cry now.
5 on that.
Delightful.
That's great.
All right.
Paul. That's so fun.
Fantastic.
Question mark and the mysterious.
That's how we do it.
Whoa, was that
Fantastic.
good. Wow,
Thank
was that
you.
tremendous to see. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
God, that was fun.
So great.
Very, very
Yeah.
nice. And by the way, I forgot to mention, the guy can deadlift 600 pounds.
Huh?
This guy knows everything.